Hello, I'm the official name rater. My job is to look through the first page of Google, review the nicknames provided by the internet, and then give my recommendations at the end. Today we're looking at Entei, which as you can see we've covered here 4 years ago apparently, and his new form, Gouging Fire. So if you're interested in that video right there, which is also right here, it will be linked down in the description below for your viewing pleasure, unlisted from here on out. We're going to see, when did this get posted? August 24 of 2020, so almost 5 years now. We're going to see how much the results changed in 5 years. Apparently, I said this episode sucked, so let's see if it's gotten any better. Now, granted, asking if it starts any better is usually a bad sign if this is the top fucking result. And personally, I think that this is no longer as popular. Like, I certainly don't see it at the top result hardly ever anymore, and I don't see people praising this guy anymore, and that's great. I like to imagine that maybe I had some influence on that. Did I? Probably not. But I'm going to placebo effect that into existence. Because Rorian, that's terrible. It looks like a combination of, roar and lion. But Rorian just sounds like something a fucking child thinks up. Blitzis, that's not interesting. Smokepire, not interesting. Vulcan, that's not interesting either. These are like baby tier shit at all. Like, I don't know why you even wasted web space. See, now Saint Bernard is clever. However, I do mention, and it also looks like, I want to say one of the comments here was like, actually it has Mastiff Witch Dog features. So just a reminder that Pokemon is a bastardization and like culminates a whole bunch of other things together. So it is meant to be a lion, but it does have dog features. So you could maybe put it on Houndoom still, or Arcanine. Those would fit better. I'd also like to remind you, dogs don't roar. Lions roar. Mufasa, that's a lion. Aslan, there's a lion as well. I feel like we haven't seen that in a while. But also, to be fair, we probably haven't talked about a lion since Pyroar. So, it makes sense. Rapid Fire is not a bad joke, but maybe better off on a I don't know. Entei is not exactly slow. It's just, when you have Rapidash in the first generation setting the precedent of, hey, look at that, that's a fast fire type, it's kind of hard to top. But also the problem with Rapidash is Rapid Fire Rapidash is already half of its name. So maybe not on Rapidash, but if there's another really fast fire Pokemon, maybe put it there. I was thinking about this, about the idea of tying it into Pokemon the third movie, which I'm going to go ahead and say, personally, my favorite movie. I thought the visuals in that were really good, as was the music. I was trying to think on how to do it, and I don't know. I couldn't think of anything. Papa's not a great choice, but it's an idea. So if you can think of a better idea to tie the third movie to this, that'd be cool. Also, it's a shame how we built up the unknown, like they're like powerful entities, and they're not shit. I also remember talking about the Powerpuff Girls as well. And again, not opposed to the idea, but maybe better off somewhere else. The starters would probably be a better fit for them. Vesuvius is the kind of thing that is mentioned probably inside the camera upped episode because of volcanoes. And Entei is, I think, referred to as volcano Pokemon. It's tied to volcanoes. So there's that. I'm not opposed to it. It just never struck me with any sort of interest. Location-based nicknames are fine. This just doesn't appeal to me personally. Hot Dog, again, great choice. Maybe just put it on an actual dog like Arcanine or Houndoom. There's literally 2 other fire dog Pokemon that come before the Entei. So it's not like it was like, here's a Gen 3 fire dog. It's like, no. These 2 were here first. I'm going to go ahead and highlight this one. I don't personally think it fits Entei, but as a name, I don't think it's bad, actually. I think it's fine. Personally, I dislike Dark Souls fans and find them obnoxious and annoying. It's very comparable, if you will, to Rick and Morty. So I'm just going to go ahead and put those fan bases at each other's throats. But as a name, it's fine. It's just maybe I'd put that on like a Crobat or something more dark and demonic. Just my 2 cents. Ozai, we see this all the time. Well, maybe not all the time, but frequently enough. It's generic fire type, Avatar, the Fire Lord Ozai. You do what you want with that. I don't really feel like we have a specific Pokemon that's going to symbolize him better than anyone. But I suppose with the context of a legendary, that's not a bad choice because it's like, this one fire is above the other fires. You could maybe make that argument if you wanted to. And every single time I see Ozai, I also talk about the Yu-Gi-Oh card Ukazi, which does like a fire damage or whatever the fuck. Zuko's literally right down here below it as well. Firestorm is also one we see every now and again. It's based off DC superhero guy. Again, not a bad idea. It's just his name sucks. That's all. If they gave him a better name, I'd be for it. But they gave him a shitty name, so here we go. Azula, more Avatar. I'm glad to see this is at the bottom. Oh, I'm glad to see these are both at the bottom. Oh, that makes me happy. That's right. Nobody likes your suggestions. You see this? This is evidence. I hope you're watching. This one also gets voted down. One person liked that. They're wrong. I hate that I like it as well. This is for Shiny Entei, but just the idea of Excelente is hilarious to my stupid brain. So, I'm okay with this. You know what? Hot Dog, Frank, Coney, Bratwurst. Let's go ahead and just keep the hot dog trend going. Just an idea. There's more than one type of hot dog out there. Everything about this comment is entertaining to me. When you start a sentence with, well, since I'm a black guy, it automatically doesn't matter what you say, it's gonna be funny. The idea of, and I like this, and it actually kind of makes me wish that the legendary Johto boys were dogs just for this. Because the idea of taking them as a trio and naming them after hip-hop artists associated with dogs is hilarious to me. The idea of Bow Wow and Snoop Dogg, I love that. Absolutely. It's just a shame these are cats. And I'm not really sure where you could put these guys, but keep those nicknames in your back pocket, because that's some good shit that you can put somewhere else. Alright, so technically we're at the bottom of Google as far as Entei goes, but since the very last link, I'm going to go ahead and show you. Since the very last link is Gouging Fire, we're just going to go ahead and transition to Gouging Fire right here. Cat Dog. I think I'm okay with this as a joke, making fun of the idea that people thought that Johto cats were dogs. So, would I recommend it? No. But if you want to make a playful jab, sure. Gouging Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Lionel! Hey, you know what? I'm okay with that. I don't know if there would or wouldn't be. I feel like maybe the closest thing that could work better might be like, what, Origin Form Palkia? But I'm okay with that. I like the idea that Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are like, hey, so you know these characters that we made up like 30 years ago and haven't used since? Let's bring them back. So bringing back like the Lionel, the Hinox, the Gleeox, that's cool. I like that. Scoop Dog, Hearth Ledger, Clifford. Okay, see, he's going back and forth on which he wants it to be. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I had actual expectations for Gouging Fire, and the fact that the entire first page is non-existent is crazy. This is just nicknames for gouging. And it's empty. List of Spanish names. New names prepared. I'm not clicking on it. That's Slowpoke Tail. If you want to click on this, I mean, I suppose we can, but it's never anything actually worth a damn. I've looked at it too many damn times, if I'm honest. And it's, if you're interested in some generic fire type nicknames, here you go, but it's never anything. This is talking about it. This is a home page. What's a Gouging Fire? What's a Gouging Fire? And then both of these pretty much didn't have anything at all. And then we looked at Centiskorch. So that was it. It's really weird to me because I feel like Walking Wake was kind of plentiful, but I don't know. I guess not. I think we can probably stand on the idea that if you can think of a good name for one, it will fit on the other, just as long as it's not like based on like dinosaurs or time. Then you should be fine to use it on both. So if you have an idea, or better yet, if you have two, you can use them both. It feels like the Entei nicknames were better. Well, I mean, it's easy to be better than Zero, so. I'm also going to go ahead and try something different. So at the end of the original videos, which I forgot to look at the comments for that, we would go to a spreadsheet, right? That spreadsheet doesn't exist anymore. I can't access that anymore. But there is this that I've stumbled into a few times and just never actually bothered taking a look at. So when it's relevant, I guess we can highlight these, which right here, excuse me, these two are the Entei ones, and neither one of them mean anything to me, but it's just nice to know and look. It's just kind of inconvenient to scroll through all this. But if you're curious, it goes down to Volcanion. So it's got 13, 20-ish nicknames on it. not really something I could. I don't even remember how I fucking found it. I think it was like a Wobbuffet episode or something like that. So when it's relevant, I guess I could take a peek at that. We'll take a look at the comments for the original video. Tiger for Jungle Book. Yep. That feels kind of familiar. I recognize Baloney because when my brother started playing Fire Emblem, he would talk about it. So I recognize that one. He can go ahead and tell me if he thinks that's a good nickname or not. I don't know if he nicknames legendary, so don't know. Dakum, which is, I recall, is on his comment suggestion as well. And I fully support this. I like the idea of referencing Colosseum. You want to know a secret? Colosseum was actually the first RPG-based Pokemon game I ever played. As a kid, I didn't get the Game Boy games or anything. I didn't have a Game Boy. So like my exposure to Pokemon growing up was like Pokemon Snap and Pokemon Stadium. That was it. That was all I had. I didn't get the actual RPG experience until Colosseum. So I got a soft spot for that. Dakum is a stupid ass name. Every name in Colosseum is stupid as fuck. But they were memorable as the signature trainers for those legendaries. Elemental spells from Final Fantasy. Ifrit, I know it says Final Fantasy Summon, but I also know that's like some mythological bullshit too. Okay, now that we've looked at that, I'm going to go ahead and look at the suggestions you guys put for Gouging Fire, which we highlighted all except for Spaghetti. And Spaghetti sounds like something my girl Sam would come up with just because she's special. It doesn't have anything to do with it, but, you know, food-based nicknames are fine. I don't know what Lord Magmus is, but if that means something to you, cool. But that's that. Any other ideas and suggestions you have, feel free to put in the comments below. Give a thumbs up to ones you think are good. Let us know what you use or recommend. I don't personally nickname legendaries. Don't think I wrote anything down. No, it is blank. Also, neat little tidbit so I can end the video off. I, try and think of something stupid to end it with. Apparently, I think it's Heart Gold, Soul Silver. Each Johto cat has its own theme song. They're altered just slightly, but each of them is technically different. In Crystal, all three of them shared a theme, but, it was just one theme, and that was introduced then. But I like the idea that they remixed that for Heart Gold, Soul Silver and made each one stand on its own. And I'm pretty sure Heart Gold, Soul Silver is the only game that does that, because in future appearances, I don't know which fucking version it uses. It might use the 8-bit version. But I just thought that was kind of neat when I was doing OST stuff for these episodes.